All right, welcome back to Zakari Hikari. My name is Zach, and here we discuss everything related to manifestation, conscious creation, higher consciousness, Neville Goddard, the law of assumption, all that good stuff. Before I start, if you guys want to work with me, all my information is down below. So I wanted to hop on here today because I had a client, a long-term subscriber, a long-term client, very, very, very powerful chooser, creator, whatever you want to call it. And she was asking me if I would please do a video on the ego and unpacking the ego and really explaining it in a way that it has not been explained before. With the ego, this is one of the things that I think in the spiritual, manifestation, woo-woo community, it trips a lot of people up because there's so many different labels on it and people try to label it a certain thing in order to overcome it. It's something that you have to fight. It's something you have to subdue into, submission. It's something you have to transcend and the ego death and the old man dying and all these different things that teachers are trying to put out there. And I don't think that it's necessarily coming from a place of, ill intentions, but I think that people who teach this stuff, they tend to speak in a lot of parables, and I don't do that. I couldn't do it if I tried. So they try to explain it in a way, and I think that oftentimes it just kind of remains as this esoteric, ill-defined concept, and it keeps them stuck, or it keeps the people who are learning it stuck from understanding that there's really nothing to overcome, right? The ego, it's been called the lower self, which is true in a way, but it's called the lower self, or it's called your 3D self, or your 3D mind, or whatever it is that you need to completely leave behind, okay? Now, Neville Goddard, in some ways, refers to this as the old man, and I don't think Neville is necessarily just referring to the ego as the old man. It's really your old state of consciousness or identity or whoever you're identifying with. But the ego people think that the ego is afraid to die. And once you transcend the ego, or at least once you shed the ego, then the spiritual journey begins. All this like la-di-da, blah, 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 blah bullshit, right? Guys, I don't want you getting tripped up on these specific words and concepts and thinking that you need to do something to fight the ego, okay? If you go back to, I don't even think I have the board anymore. Do I? No, I don't. But if you remember my levels of consciousness video, right? Where it was level 7, level 5, or obviously level 7, level 6, level 5, level 4. Where does the ego pop in? Okay. Now, the ego, in a way, yes, you can think of it as your 3D self. Okay. If you go back to my quantum physics video that I just did, in the last video I released about the 3D illusion and what the 3D really is and explaining it, if you understand that this entire experience is coming out of your projected consciousness, all of it, everything is reflecting who you are assuming you are, okay? And everybody is playing their parts, but they're not only playing their parts, it's your reality. So your entire body, your physical 3D mind, which is filtering thoughts from all different realities, the feelings and emotions that you feel, all of this is part of the illusion. Remember, there's outer circumstances of people, events, and circumstances, and inner circumstances of thoughts and feelings. And it's not about fighting or fearing. It's what are you identifying with? Now, if you understand that this is all a simulation, and the entire purpose, if you truly ascribe to this knowledge and this law and these teachings, the whole point of life is to awaken, to understand that you are consciousness. You are one with God, which is just consciousness. If you go back to my creation video, it was one of the first videos I did, that everything is just light. I actually do have that board right here. Everything is coming out of this light, Hikari, okay? And everything starts there. So if you understand that, you signed up for this simulation in order to have the fun experience of waking up as your I am. That level 6 and 7 identity, I and the Father are one, but the Father is greater than I. Knowing that you are one with that consciousness, having this 3D experience. But if you suddenly just woke up, right? If we were born awake, there'd be no point to any of this. The whole point is to go through and wake up and then have heaven on earth. You start to fully understand that you are reality, and what you declare, what you assume, what you really identify with regardless of what you're seeing out there and persisting in that new identity, then that is heaven on earth, okay? Now, what happens, because the ego and this physical body, all of it is a part of your consciousness that is keeping you in this illusion. The ego is just your egoic, quote unquote, mind. It's the 3D you. It's your mind that is it's bought into all these beliefs about how reality works. It's bought into thinking that linear time. It believes in obstacles. It believes in limitation. It believes that you can't have certain things, or certain people are non-malleable or non-changeable. That's all the ego mind is literally, it's like it's the program of the simulation. So if you guys have seen the movie The Matrix, okay, and I haven't seen this movie for a very long time. I started watching it and I couldn't get through it recently because I'm just so busy. But if you remember Neo, okay, that Matrix, when they're all asleep, they're hooked up to that machine, right? And Neo started to awaken from the simulation, right? I think it was Neo, the main guy. His name is Neo, if I'm whoever Keanu Reeves played. But Keanu, we'll just call him Keanu. Keanu started to awaken within the simulation, okay? And once he started to awaken in the simulation, he started actually finding this outside knowledge. The simulation tried to hunt him down. I remember they went through like the cubicle and he had to go out on the roof and, red pill, blue pill, and all this crazy shit happened. Think of that simulation, those guys in the suits coming after Keanu as your egoic mind. It doesn't want you to wake up, not because it's afraid of dying. It's not afraid of dying. You have to stop thinking of it as something that's afraid. It's not afraid. It just doesn't want you to wake up because it's the simulation. And if the simulation is not a perfect simulation in every single way, then the simulation doesn't work. That's why your specific circumstances seem so specific to you, whether it be SP, money, career, health, whatever it is, it always seems specific to you because it's happening through you. So that's why the simulation works so perfectly. And the whole point of the ego, the egoic mind, is simply to keep you within the simulation to stop you from awakening. Okay, because once you awaken, the simulation loses all power against you. And it's not that the simulation is, you have to stop thinking about it like you're trying to fight something. Like the simulation is trying to fight you. It's not trying to fight you. It's not. It's literally just your awareness reflecting back to you guys. So once you understand, okay, this is where my awareness has been for my entire life. This is where my awareness has been about this aspect of my life, relationships. This is where my awareness has been about money. This is where my awareness has been about my self-worth, my health, whatever it is. Once you understand what you're conscious, not just thoughts you're having, because you're existing in all realities at all time, what thoughts you're consciously identifying with, and you've been choosing, whether unconsciously or even consciously your entire life, that's what's been creating your entire reality. And that's why the simulation is so personalized to you, because it's your simulation. Okay? So the ego isn't something that you have to kill. You don't have to get a hold of it. It's not that you need to be desireless. If you want to ask about desires, go back to my video on, I think it was spirituality is not inherently spiritual. It's not about trying to have no desires. And if you want to have no desires, you want to go live up on a hill in the middle of the woods and whatever else, that's absolutely fine. But even then, you're not really getting rid of the ego entirely, because this entire human experience comes with a little bit of ego. You're going to start to observe your lower self and say, okay, I'm having this thought right now. I'm reacting this way. This is what's going on. This is whatever. It's coming from a place of total detachment, understanding that you're literally just existing in an illusion. And once you exist and you understand how the illusion works, you control the illusion. That's all you're doing. Okay? And once Neo, if that was it, I think Neo might have been the guy who's trying to call. Someone's going to correct me in the comments, probably 5 of you, and that's fine. I love all of you, and I actually appreciate it. But God, I love ranting. But once the ego, it's just the simulation mind that is plugged in. Like it's your individual plug into the simulation. That's what the ego is. So if you think of in the Matrix, when they're all lying down on the table, the ego is just the wires that's plugging you into the simulation. And it's doing its best to keep you within the simulation from awakening, because the whole point of this experience is to awaken as consciousness, as God, to understand that you are the one and sole operant power, the one God of your reality, the one person where everything's been coming out through you and reflecting back to you who you've been identifying as. What thoughts, what belief systems, what you have been believing in your entire life is what's creating your life experience. Okay? That's what I'm talking about, guys. It's all you. Everything is you. And you just have to be aware. What story am I telling? Am I telling the story of the limited lower me? Am I telling the story of the conditions out here? Or am I putting my foot down in conditions and saying, I am reality, I'm the one who calls the shots, and I don't care what egoic thoughts and feelings I'm having because I am transcending that simulation. I'm no longer a part of the simulation. I'm awake in the simulation, right? You're like the actor who fell asleep in the movie, and then you woke up within the movie knowing that they're just an actor in a movie, that you're writing, you're directing, you're filming. You're literally the projector projecting the movie. You're the movie screen on which the projector is projecting. It's all you. Everything is you. And once you understand that and you embody that by shifting your awareness to it, that's when shit happens. Okay? That's when you start to see the changes, the miracles in your life that you want to see. Because you understand that nothing out there has any power over me. You would have no power over me unless it was given from above, unless it was given from I am. My I am awareness, the level 6, that is one with the all, the Hikari, the everything, consciousness, your I am identity, your higher self, whatever you want to call it, that is one and the same with level 7. Okay? When you understand that, you stop fighting the ego. There's nothing to fight. There's nothing to battle. It just dissolves because it's not a thing. Now, I'm not saying that you're not going to have thoughts once in a while and you're going to react and do whatever, because the simulation is always trying its hardest to pull you back into the simulation. That's what it's doing. That's the whole point. And at some point, when you finally understand it, yeah, you might awaken and then you fall back asleep and awaken again. And if you haven't seen one of my first videos, I said that this whole thing is just fall asleep, remember, fall asleep, remember, fall asleep, remember. That's what you're doing this whole time. It's not about fighting the ego and trying to be like, I have to be desireless and fucking do all this crazy stuff and meditate and get my chakras aligned and do this and do that. All of those things are very powerful. I'm not dissing any type of spiritual work, but what I'm saying is those are all their own individual belief systems. And if you buy the pearl of great price, Neville Goddard, understanding that you are the soul and operant power of your reality, those belief systems, you are the one who gives the power to them. Okay? And again, you're the one giving the power to the belief system of the ego. There's nothing to fight. There's nothing to even challenge. Sorry, I keep looking over here because Rama is he just breathes heavy. The vet says he's fine, but I hear him and he just sounds like a little Darth Vader. He comes in the room, he's like, so he's sitting outside the stairs right now. Actually, I'll grab him for you guys because I know you guys love to see Rama. Actually, oh, here he is. He's on the little chair in my room right now. Say hi, Rama. Say hi to the audience, baby. Say hi to the crew. Hi, baby. Hi, babies. See, Rama has no ego. Rama knows. He's like, listen, this is Rama's world and we're just living in it. No cares. Food, he's got water. Now I'm just doing this for you guys because I know that Rama's the fan service you guys all want. Okay, go babies. So you have to understand, guys, the ego, it's just the illusion. It's another part of the illusion. It's your personal part of the illusion that's keeping you locked into the illusion. And once you understand that everything is just a quantum illusion of particles rearranging themselves, you break free from it. You understand that you can be free of all of it, guys. And I know that this, I'm saying a lot of things and it seems like I'm making it sound a lot easier than it might be, but it is very simple. That's the funny part. It's like the I can't think of the word I'm trying to think of in English right now. It's the, not oxymoronic, but the not the complex. I can't think of the word. Someone's gonna comment that word below too, please. But it's kind of like the joke of it is that it's so simple, but we make it so hard. And the reason it seems so hard is because half of you guys, you're not really truly aware of what experiences you're aware of. You're not really truly aware of where your awareness has been. You're not aware of what beliefs you even have. And not that that matters. It's not about reprogramming. It's about identifying where your awareness has been and then choosing the new awareness. Now, you can bypass that. I'm not going to lie. You can bypass that and just choose a new awareness. But the reason why that can be so difficult if you don't go back and choose the previous awareness first and you start to really re-choose everything, and it's not about revising, it's next level Neville of just choosing past, present, and future. It makes it a lot easier to keep your awareness on the new story. It makes it a lot easier to keep your awareness on the new reality because you understand that you are all of it. There's nothing that has any power over you. It's just you, okay? This is all just a simulation, and you are living in it. You are controlling it. It's all coming out of you and through you. It's all you. And it's just, once you understand the power in that and the freedom in that, and you understand and you identify where your thoughts have been, where your assumptions have been, what you've been aware of, what memories that you've been replaying in your mind and dragging that one perceived past into the future that's then dictating your present, and you can actually identify that, choose again, go forward and put your awareness on the new story, that's when everything opens up to you. That's it. All right, you guys want to be having fun. You want to be imagining and having fun, but you also want to be understanding, okay, this is who I've been, this is what I'm choosing, and this is what I'm now choosing, and it doesn't matter what my egoic mind thinks. There's nothing that you have to overcome. And I think the biggest trap people fall into when they go into anything spiritual related is they think that there's this journey of overcoming the ego, and they need to destroy or battle it or whatever, and it just gets you stuck because you can't destroy it. It's the simulation doesn't stop. You transcend the simulation, and then you operate and work within the simulation, right? It doesn't mean you can, I mean, there's some coaches, I guess, who say you can use the ego to your advantage, and like you can, but once you're kind of like, you understand what it is, you're just kind of detached from everything because the simulation is a simulation, right? Rama's like, yeah, right. He's over here on the floor looking up at me right now. This freaking cat, I love him to death. Okay, so guys, I mean, that's what I wanted to get on here. I think that there's so much confusion, and for centuries, years, hundreds of years, whoever started this whole spiritual thing, they've always talked about the word the ego, and then psychology got a hold of it, and then they put this whole limited 3D definition onto what the ego is, and that just made it even more difficult to understand when all it is the simulation, your point of the simulation, and you're overcoming it by understanding that it's not you. You are the I am. You are that one I am individualized point of consciousness that is one with all of consciousness. And once you understand that, you can choose everything, always, and past, present, future, move on, let it go, and get everything you want, okay? I've been posting, I don't want to make my videos all about the success stories because once in a while, yes, I will. I'll put them on, I'll talk about what they did, but it's the same thing. I want you guys to get this at a deeper, more evolved level than just going over success stories and, affirm, do this. It's understanding from different perspectives because that's what's going to really make the difference in your understanding. But if you guys come on and you watch 10 minutes of a video just looking for a quick answer on an SP and you're so desperate for the SP, you're not going to maintain the SP because you're not understanding the bigger picture. This has nothing to do with the thing that you want. It has nothing to do with the SP. It has nothing to do with the money. It has nothing to do with the health. It has nothing to do with your career or anything. It has everything to do with you, but not the 3D you as the point of consciousness who is one with everything and is not a part or a victim to the illusion. You are running the illusion. And once you understand how to run it, that's when your whole life begins. All right? All right, guys, I love you all. I love this crew. I love, being your captain and helping you guys navigate this. The ship is definitely growing. Someone commented a little bit before that I'm going to need a bigger ship, which is kind of cool to think about. I have some surprises coming for you guys. I have a very special surprise coming in the next few weeks that's going to be being filmed on Friday. That's going to be a very different thing that I'm going to start doing as well to broaden and look at different avenues, just to have fun with the channel and whatever else. But again, I'll still make the success story videos as they come up. Go into different things, but there's only so many times I can say the same thing, right? Persist, but understand that you are the illusion. And once you get that, guys, you're golden, okay? again, if you want to work with me, all my information is down below. And I'm just looking forward to, again, 2025, guys. This is the start of your entire life. All right. We're changing the world. We are literally changing the world. And I have so much love for you. All right. All right. I love you guys. Bye.